Hey everybody, welcome back to my dining room. Today we're going to do a bigger build. We're going to be doing the Super Mario Brothers question mark box from the game. It's the box that Mario hits and a surprise comes out. And this box is a little full of surprises too. Now it's 270 pages for the instructions manual, and the set is 2,064 pieces. Which I'm sure they did on purpose because it's supposed to be for the Nintendo 64. So they had to throw the number 64 in there somewhere. Anyway, it's going to be a long build. Probably going to break this into a couple parts depending on how much of the video I want to speed up. And like I say, it looks fairly simple on the outside. I like this because of the nice smooth corners and it's basically just a box. But there's a surprise inside and we'll see that when we get to it. So there's 14 or 13 numbered bags for the pieces. We'll start on number 1 and we'll see how it goes. All right, bag number 1. There's actually some really big pieces in here, which makes sense. We're making a giant cube. Some interesting pieces too. You see, this is actually I think it's going to be a fairly complicated build, again, because of the surprise that will come a little bit later. So we'll see what we get. There's definitely, in bag number 1, there's already an interesting variety of pieces. So due to time constraints, I'm probably going to have to speed up a lot of this, but I'll stop if there's anything really interesting going on. There's a piece I haven't seen before. It's a 6x2, hard to see with the glare, with some studs on the side. I imagine there's going to be a lot of these because we're building a cube, and kind of like the little polar bear build I did just last week. You need to attach things to the sides, and you need these elements that have studs on the sides in order to do that. So there's probably going to be a lot of these, or different styles of these type of elements. Well, this is interesting. They have a block with studs pointed on the inside, but you can't really put anything here because there's studs here that are going to be in the way. So maybe that's just for parts consistency. I don't know. Or maybe haven't got to the point where there might be something actually attaching there, but I don't think there can be. I already have to give credit to the designers at LEGO, some of whom I had the pleasure of meeting a few years ago when I was in Denmark. I mean, there's no way I could think of something like this. I imagine if I were to do it year after year for a living, I'd get better at it, and hopefully I will over the next couple of years. But this construction right now, I don't know how they think of this. If it was just a simple cube, maybe a bit easier, but I know what goes on the inside of this, and it's amazing they figure out how to pack all this in there. Okay, that goes in here. Oh, so, I was mentioning before that I wasn't sure if there was going to be something on the side of this red piece in here, because there's another one underneath it. But that's exactly where this goes. It slides right in there. Look at that. It just fits on top. Wow. Never would have thought of that. Again, like just amazed at the complexity of the build already. We're not even at the complicated parts yet. Look at that. By putting this L-shaped piece in here, it sits right on top of this green one. It's like a guide. I love this construction already. These giant windows are put right here. If I knew there was this much complexity in here, I might have bought 2 of these just to keep one assembled and use one for parts. This set actually came out a while ago. I don't know exactly when. I maybe bought it last year sometime. I have a tendency to buy Lego sets and then they just sit around for a while. So I'm not sure if this one is still available. I'll put the set number in the video description, and you can always search for it and see if you're interested in getting it. You can always go to Lego Shop, where there's some aftermarket sellers too, but any aftermarket seller is going to be much more expensive than if you were to get it from the big box stores or from Lego directly. I usually get everything from Lego directly. So this is what bag 1 gave us. So just developing some of the interior structure, these little hinge parts in here will come in handy later. Otherwise, everything else is fairly rigid. Now I can see already in the instructions, bag number 2 is a completely separate build from this, so I'm going to set this aside and just do one of the sides shown here in bag number 2. Bag number 2, I've already got the parts sorted a little bit just to make it a little bit easier to find some of the smaller pieces. And this is going to be one of the sides with a question mark. Okay, so here's what we just built. The side panel with a question mark on it. This is what it looks like on the back. And this is where it's going to connect, I believe, could be wrong, into the main structure. I still have a decent amount of parts left here too, so it must be to fill in the blanks here. So let's attach it to the main base. So, oh, I see. Okay. So we've got to use these pins through there. Oh, that's going to be a little tricky. So I think it's going to sit like that. Yeah, that's going to be a bit tricky. We'll push that in right away just in case. All right, now I'm going to push that pin in, or can I? How do I get in there? Doesn't want to go in. Does it go in further, or is that as far as it's going to go? Might be as far as it goes. So let's just kind of leave it there for now. This whole thing's moving around a bit. I'm going to hold it up here. It's going to want to fall over on me. Well, I can let it. Okay, how does this all go together? I got to do this. And a corner piece will go right. Oh, it goes on here first. And then goes on there. And it goes where does it go? Right here. And these go right across the front. That's bag number 2 done. So not quite enough to keep the side of the box here affixed. Obviously we've got to fill in the front there. But it's loosely connected in a hinged piece. That will become important later. That gives you an idea of how big this box is. That's the one side. We got 3 more sides in the top and the inside to do.